Giving Tuesday is a campaign to raise money for charity. It is the Tuesday following Black Friday, and it's a day to give back run by the charity's Aid Foundation. Now, 1 year ago, I took part in Jailbreak. This was a crazy charity thing that I did where basically we had to get as far away from Cambridge, in my case, as possible in 36 hours, but with no money. We had to raise money as we went and use that to get further and also raise money for charity at the same time. I did it with my friend Claudio. We raised about £1,500. We didn't win in terms of distance, but we did raise the most money. And this was largely down to YouTube. I made a YouTube video that just after Jailbreak started, loads of generous people helped us out. We then filmed the whole thing and I uploaded 2 more videos, and this helped us raise more money over the next month or so. I want to encourage you to do the same. If you take part in a charity event, film it, document it, make something fun out of it, and use that to help you raise more money afterwards. Our Jailbreak videos, they took some planning and preparation and some equipment, and that is what I want to talk to you about today. So firstly, cameras. A really valuable camera that we both had was our iPhones. I love being able to film on my iPhone because I've always got it on me. It's really easy and quick to use, and you get some good footage out of this. I particularly like using my phone for time lapses. The built-in camera, the time-lapse mode, really easy to use. Gives you beautiful time lapses. I also like phones because they're slim and quite a different form factor to a normal camera, so you can be creative with where you put them. You can get them into different places. But the main camera that I used for Jailbreak was the Canon G7X, and this is a fantastic camera for vlogging. I got this just before Jailbreak. It was the first time I'd used the camera. It just about fit in my pocket, which was really convenient when we were running around trying to collect money in buckets and being a bit frantic. I didn't want to have to be rummaging through bags to access cameras. I also took my older Canon S120. This is what I vlogged with before I got the G7X. I love this camera as well. I would still recommend this if you want something that's smaller and cheaper than the G7X. This definitely will fit in your pocket without stretching it like the G7X might. Claudio generally carried this one around during Jailbreak and filmed stuff himself, and that worked out really well to have 2 perspectives on things when I came to edit the video afterwards. The final camera that I had was a Canon 600D, which is what I'm filming with now. There you are. Very well known entry-level DSLR. Quite old now, but it still worked really well for getting B-roll footage, just nice shots of where we were. Obviously that took up a lot of our time while we were trying to raise money and get as far away as we could, but I think it worked out well and it was worth the time spent. Get out the DSLR, set it up, and just get some really nice shots. Works well for in between scenes in your video. Helps show the transition of time, helps break it up a little bit. Obviously you don't need this huge range of cameras to go and film an event like that. I used to vlog exclusively on my iPhone 4S before it broke, and it worked out great. Having just one camera, especially if it's not like a super fancy DSLR, it really helps you focus on the content, the cinematography, and the audio, which brings me on to microphones. Rode makes some really great microphones, including the Rode Video Mic Pro, which they very kindly sent to us to use for Jailbreak. Unfortunately, it didn't turn up in time, so we had to go without it. We ended up just using the onboard microphones on all of the cameras that we had, and it turned out fine, to be honest. It could have obviously been better if we had better microphones, but nobody complained. If you want a good microphone, I've used this since. It's really great. It sits on top of the camera. Video Mic Pro, they do smaller and cheaper versions of this as well. But if you don't have one, you don't want to buy one, you don't want to spend the money, don't worry, onboard microphones work, they work fine. And it helped us be more dynamic and flexible with the cameras because we didn't have big bulky accessories on the top. Next, we needed power for all of this stuff, so we took 4 batteries for each of the cameras, and the chargers as well, so any chance we got we'd charge things up in cafes and in the airport, etc. So we could keep filming constantly and just keep swapping out the batteries, because we had 12 to get through, and that lasted us most of the 36 hours. We did charge stuff in between though. For our phones, we used this Anker battery. This is the Astro E7, 25,000 milliamp hours, and it let us just keep recharging our phones over and over again. It was so useful. We were using our phones really heavily to update our location with GPS, Snapchatting a lot, tweeting a lot, Instagramming, lots of things which drained our batteries, but this thing didn't give up. Both of us could just keep charging our phones and use them non-stop. So this really worked well. A little bit heavy and pricey, but worth the wait and the cost, I think. otherwise our phones would have just gone dead after an hour. So once we had all of our cameras and they all had power, we needed SD cards to record the footage onto, and we knew we were going to record a lot of footage. We were filming almost constantly for a few days. So we had a few SanDisk SD cards. The best one we had was this one, the Extreme Pro, 128 gigabytes. So we knew we had plenty of space, more than enough space, so we'd never run out. We didn't want to get to a situation where we had to either not film anymore or delete some old stuff, particularly without a computer to review things, nowhere to back stuff up onto. We wanted to be really safe with storage. When we eventually got back home, the first thing I did was transfer all of the footage onto my laptop and get it all backed up properly. Then I went to bed. Then I woke up and started editing the video. It took me a few weeks to get through all the footage because we had a lot from those few days and it was spread over 2 phones and 3 cameras. But I edited the whole thing, both videos, in Adobe Premiere Pro. Really powerful video editing software. You can get it with a Creative Cloud subscription. You can also get a student discount on that. Alternatively, use the free video editing software that comes with your computer like iMovie or something along those lines. Because some of the best videos you'll watch, the only editing that goes into them is simple trimming the clips, cutting them, putting them in a good order, adding some music. And often that's all a video needs. If you've got a really good story in there, you don't need fancy video editing software to bring that out. So that is all of the equipment that we use to make the Jailbreak videos. I hope this was useful or at least interesting to some of you. If you haven't seen the videos from last year, I do encourage you to go and take a look. It is obviously too late to donate to our Jailbreak campaign, but I encourage you to go and do your own event, take part in some charity event, do something different and film everything that you do and make a really great video out of it. To learn more about Giving Tuesday, go to givingtuesday.org.uk. Thanks for watching.